So someone leaves a comment on my AI video calling me lazy, which is wild, because the image they're using comes from an animated movie made years ago at $1 million studio with a full team using expensive software. Then someone else clipped it. Then someone else turned it into a meme. Then they Google searched it. I tried to think of a reply, something witty, but not mean. So I just asked them, did you draw that yourself? And now I'm rethinking who's really trolling who.
So I'm watching this video, right? And there's this tiny glitch in the animation. Nothing huge, just a character's arm going completely the wrong way. I start typing a comment to point it out. And halfway through, I stop and think, wait, maybe that tiny thing exists, just so someone like me would notice it. And then as if on cue, the next scene jumps super oddly to something completely unrelated. My brain's like, of course, now I'm going to comment about this too. So here I am typing a whole essay about glitches and jumps, and I realize, yeah, I'm participating exactly how the video wanted classic me.
Well, so I guess I look like a hipster, and I thought it was more of a lumberjack thing going on. But apparently every time I use this character in AI videos, it just gets referred to as hipster. Not by people, by the AI, which means technically it scanned me against images of every hipster in the world. So at that point, that's data. I feel like you could argue against opinions, you could argue against comments, but once an algorithm's like, no, statistically, this is what you are, I guess it's a fact. And the reality is, the day I took the picture to generate this image, to make this character, it was cold. That's it, it was cold. So I put on a warm shirt and a hat. But the AI doesn't know that, it doesn't know temperature, it doesn't know context, it just sees the image and goes, yeah, we've seen this before. Very confident, no hesitation. Which means somewhere in its training data, there's a category for guy who dressed appropriately for the cold. And that category has a name, so now this character exists forever, locked in. I could put him anywhere, a horror movie, outer space. The AI's still like, sure, but he's a hipster. And at that point, you don't argue, you just accept. Their entire visual identity was decided by the weather on one random day.
Ever notice how people freak out about new tech these days? I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, people just start panicking. And lately, it's AI and animation, like a famous anime character ended up with an extra finger. See? Look, I told you, they're using AI. People acting like one extra finger is going to destroy their favorite show. Turns out, no, just the animator's mistake. Well, turns out you couldn't tell, I guess. You're looking for a massive AI conspiracy, and it's just a guy who forgot to double check his drawing. And that's the thing. People get so worked up about this stuff, like one little mistake, and suddenly AI is the villain in their life story. But really, what I'd be worried about is in a few years when you have a doctor that graduated because she used AI to pass her final exam. Now that could be a problem. Anyway, I never thought this would be a thing. I mean, I'm talking about comments now, it's crazy. I get a negative comment, you know, and before I reply, I click on their page to get some perspective, and then, you know, I realize it's just a child, so I reply, oh, I didn't realize you were a child, I'm sorry. This content is only for adults. And then they reply back, super angry with a meme, saying they didn't care. Clearly, they did, at least. I'm hoping it was a kid, judging by all the Roblox content on their page. And if they weren't a child, all that Roblox content is pretty concerning. Good night, everybody.